A skier placing an order last week wanted to go with Spectra rope on his handle bridle section, but his ski buddy told him not to. He said the Spectra rope would be hard on his shoulders. To clarify this misconception, I decided to make a short video. I am going to compare a handle strung up in 3/8" polypropylene rope, since that is what my competitor uses, to a handle strung up in 1/4 inch Spectra rope. It is true that a single braid of 1/4 inch Spectra rope is stiffer than a single braid of 3/8" Polypro rope, but that is not how the Polypro handles are strung up. On Polypro handles, we need to do 4 rope construction at the V to double braid. First, anytime a rope is doubled, it makes that section low stretch, which means the 4 rope thickness of Polypro rope is no stretch. On the Polypro handle, you have this 4 rope thickness at 2 different places. Here past the V, then it goes to a short section of double braid, and then you have 4 rope thickness here past the loop. Another way to look at it is the bigger the diameter of the rope, the stiffer the rope is, the less give it has. At these 2 places, the Polypro rope is 1.5 inches in diameter, versus the Spectra handle is just 1/2 inch in diameter, a whole inch difference. Since Spectra rope is so strong, I can do 2 rope construction at the V to single braid. I continue this 2 rope thickness almost to the V, so that the V of the handle will be nice and solid and not flimsy. Then it continues to a double braid. Then I have a long section of a single braid, and then again a double braid here right past the loop. There is only about 11 feet of Spectra rope in this 5-foot bridle section, compared to almost 20 feet of rope in the Polypro handle. The more rope you have, the stiffer it is. So what I am saying is that the 4 rope construction to double braid on the Polypro handle is just as stiff as the 2 rope construction to single braid on the Spectra handle. Plus, remember, the bigger the diameter of the rope, the stiffer it is. This is the size of tubing that I use on the 3/8" Polypro handles past the V, versus this is the size tubing I can use past the V of the 1/4 inch Spectra handle. You can see what a huge difference there is in the diameter of the rope. Another factor to consider is Polypro rope dries out, which means the drier it gets, the stiffer it gets. That's why it's important to change your slalom mainline every year, especially if you're a short line skier. So when thinking about your shoulders, the more important thing to consider is the 38 feet of rope you were skiing behind, if you're skiing at 32 off, versus the short 5-foot handle bridle section. Since Polypro rope dries out, an old slalom mainline gets really stiff, which is hard on a skier's body. The same dynamic pertains to the Polypro handles. As the Polypro rope dries out, the 5-foot bridle section will become even stiffer over time. This is just the nature of Polypro rope, no matter what brand of Polypro rope it is. In conclusion, there's a minimal difference, if any, between the stiffness of a handle strung up in 1/4 inch Spectra rope versus 3/8" Polypro rope. In other words, both 5-foot bridle sections are going to be equally hard on a skier's body. That's why if a skier is looking for a softer feel, I use 5/16" Polypro rope to string up handles instead of the 3/8" Polypro. Since there is no difference between a 1/4 inch Spectra handle and a 3/8" Polypro handle as far as wear and tear on a skier's body, I strongly recommend the Spectra rope over the Polypro rope. The Spectra rope is a much higher grade rope which provides a skier with better quality and performance. Plus, skiers like the fact that it is so light compared to the thick, bulky 3/8" Polypro handles. And since Spectra is so strong, it holds up better around the grommets, which is a very vulnerable spot on a slalom handle. Well, that about covers it. Thank you for watching, and have a great ski season.